Today we celebrate 60 years of God's grace and blessings upon you, Adolph and Anna Knapp, married October 20th, 1920, at St. John's Lutheran Church, Green Garden, Nebraska. 60 years of God's grace, 60 years of love shared, love between the two of you, love for 7 children born to your union, and that love now extended to 17 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. Let's look at the rich blessings bestowed upon you and your family for the past 60 years. Many years ago, men and women with visions and dreams of a better life came to this country from Germany. These men and women, your families, settled the land that would become a part of the backbone of America. In an area of northeastern Nebraska, later to be called Madison, 2 families settled, the Knapp family and the Friedenberg family. In the 1870s, a mother and 5 sons came from Germany. One of these sons, Jacob, homesteaded 4 miles west and 2 miles south of Madison. The Jacob Knapp family, pictured here in front of their home. Jacob and Caroline Knapp and their children. The youngest child is none other than Adolph. The family's left to right is Julius, Fred, Albert, Otto, Adolph, Jacob and Caroline, Lena, and Bertha. Tilly, another daughter, is not pictured.
My father started out in Nebraska, 1875. They homesteaded. My father homesteaded a place 4 miles west and 2 miles south of Madison, and it has been in the Knapp family ever since.
Adolph, being the youngest, always looked up to his brothers. He was occasionally teased and picked on, as younger brothers are. Adolph wasn't one to let grass grow under his feet. Here we see the county's most eligible bachelor showing off his car to the local girls. You will notice he's the handsome one in the back seat. In front are Anna Friedenberg, Elsie Ragg, and Olga Friedenberg. In back with Adolph is Otto Friedenberg. Adolph is about ready to take the big jump. He talks things over with his nephew, George Long, shortly before the marriage. While the Knapp family was settling in the farmlands of Nebraska, another family from Germany also was beginning new roots. This was the Friedenberg family. The Herman Friedenberg family settled in Iowa in the late 1800s. Herman Friedenberg of Iowa was the father of Henry Friedenberg. Henry and Wilhelmina Friedenberg moved from Iowa to Madison County, Nebraska, with their children to homestead 8 miles west of Madison. In this house, a number of children grew up. One of these children was Anna.
They lived in Iowa for a couple of years, and then they got married there, and they came to Madison, Nebraska, after they were married 3 years, and drove from Iowa with a spring wagon and a team of horses. One was white and one was brown.
Anna grew up to be a pretty young girl that all the fellows eyed. Here she is, pictured with some of her family and friends. She is the one on the right. It was decided that Anna should marry the young and handsome Adolph Knapp. Here is Anna shortly before her marriage, looking pretty for that special guy. The special day arrived. Flowers were an important part of the wedding celebration, and this was no exception. There were 2 bouquets, a bride's bouquet and a bridesmaid bouquet. Anna and Adolph's wedding cake, made by Anna's sister and maid of honor, Olga. October 20th, 1920, a very special day. Adolph Knapp and Anna Friedenberg were married and asked God's blessings on their marriage. And bless them he did. Special blessings begin to arrive. In 1923, their first child was born, Dorothea. Adolph and Anna received a son from the Lord in 1926, Irvin. They gave him back to the Lord the next day. Their third child, Lorraine, was born in 1927. Here we see her at about age 6. A second son, Eugene. Another beautiful daughter arrived in 1934, Wilma. She is about 6 years old in this picture. Another son born in 1937, Adolph Jr. Everyone thought that Anna and Adolph had completed their family, but 7 years after Adolph came an unexpected surprise, Ronald. He was the only child born in a hospital. The Adolph Knapp family has experienced many firsts. The first confirmation was a big event for the family. Dort on her confirmation day. Eugene, like all young men, liked to show off the family car. Like father, like son, here he is getting ready to go look for the eligible young girls. Nothing more handsome than a man in uniform. Anna watched as her son Eugene went to Korea to serve his country during the Korean War. Another first for the family. Adolph walks his first daughter, Dorothy, down the aisle. He would do the same for Lorraine and Wilma in future years. The first marriage, Mr. and Mrs. David Enderline. The birth of the first grandchild was a big event. Carolyn was born to Dort and David. Adolph, Anna, and Uncle Ronnie admire the new granddaughter. A big first for the family was a set of twins, grandsons Bruce and Brian, born to Eugene and his wife Hilda. The 50th anniversary to Anna and Adolph was indeed a joyous occasion. The family had grown to include the 6 children, their spouses, and 11 grandchildren. But there was more blessings to come. 6 more grandchildren and the first great-grandchild, Paul Timothy Marsh, born to Carolyn and Tim Marsh, Dorothy's oldest daughter, in the spring of 1979. Memories, memories, so many memories of special events and happenings in the Adolph Knapp family. Many memories center around St. John's Lutheran Church and School. Those early German Friedenbergs and Knapps brought with them a very important love for their Lord and their church, and this love was the center of the family that Anna and Adolph nurtured.
Christi Blut und Gerechtigkeit, das ist mein Schmuck und Ehrenkleid, damit will ich vor Gott bestehen und nicht zum Himmelgott eingehen.
There was always farm work to be done, but there was also time for fun. Here Anna and son Eugene kick up their heels during a break from chores. Music has been an important ingredient in the Knapp family. Family get-togethers on special occasions would eventually find a group around the piano singing hymns and family favorites. Anna and Adolph Knapp have indeed been richly blessed. The families of their 6 children are a continued blessing. Dort and husband, David Enderline, have 3 daughters. Here pictured youngest to oldest, Christine, Linda, and Carolyn. The Dort and David Enderline family is still growing. Left to right are Gary and Christine Lamprecht, Linda, now a television announcer at KOLN TV Channel 10, and Carolyn and Tim Marsh with their son Paul David and Dort. David works at Western Electric and has for many years. Lorraine is married to Ralph Laskowski, and they live in Grand Island. Ralph works for a newspaper there, and Lorraine enjoys her garden and flowers, and is very active in her church. She has a special love for music, and uses it to God's glory by singing in the church choir. Eugene's family includes back, left to right, Jeanette, who works in Norfolk, Kathleen, Mrs. Mike Ray, is now a teacher, and Eugene. Front row, Lori, who is now 11, was born on a cold, snowy New Year's Eve in 1968. Bruce and Brian are now graduated from high school and working on the family farm. Hilda helps Eugene on the farm and makes the world's best fried chicken and homemade rolls. And little Jeremy, who is now with Jesus in heaven. Eugene's family lives on a farm west of Madison. and are active members of St. John's Lutheran Church. Wilma is married to Ed Martin, professor of music at Lincoln Lutheran Junior High. Left to right, youngest daughter Kamala attends high school and is an accomplished pianist. Son John is a professional pilot. Wilma is a nurse. Lisa attends the University of Nebraska and enjoys traveling. And Ed. Wilma's family has many interests and hobbies, including flying and redecorating. They are members of Redeemer Lutheran Church, where Ed is music director and organist. Adolph and his wife Gloria and children Michelle and Craig live on the same homestead settled over 100 years ago by grandfather Jacob Knapp. Adolph and Gloria are active in their church, where Adolph sings in the choir. They found a new hobby this summer, trout fishing. They also like to square dance. Michelle is in first grade at St. John's School, and Craig likes to be at home and help Daddy on the farm. The youngest of the family, Ronald, has lived in Texas for the last 14 years. Pictured are left to right, Ronald, his wife, Betty, and oldest son, William. Bottom row, son Christopher and son Timothy. Ronald is principal and teacher at Hope Lutheran School in Austin. The 6 children of Anna and Adolph Knapp, each a blessing to the family, and reaching out to be a blessing to others. We praise God for this family, for the blessings bestowed, for the love shown for 60 years to Adolph and Anna Knapp. Let us praise God by singing, "Now Thank We All Our God."